Hi students, previously we discussed about the nominal pi method theoretical part. Now we are going to solve some problems related to nominal pi. Let us go for the given data. In the given data, it is clear that it is a three-phase network operating for a frequency of 50 Hz. And the length of the transmission line is given as 150 kilometers. The length of the transmission line is 150 kilometers and the resistance per phase per kilometer value was given, whose value is equal to 0.15 ohms. Similarly, the inductance per phase per kilometer was given. Its value is 1.2 millihenries. And the capacitance per phase per kilometer value was given in microfarads as 0.0096 microfarads. These are the line constants which are given as series impedance and shunt admittance called as RLC, and this line is delivering a power on the receiving end side with 30 megawatts 30 megawatts at a required power factor of the load as cos phi r 0.9 lagging. This is the power factor of the load, whose nature of the power factor is an inductive load. That is why the power factor is lagging power factor, and it was supplied with a receiving end voltage line value. Unless given, it should be a line value which is equal to 132 kV. 132 kV. Now they are asking us to find out the sending end voltage, sending end current and sending end power factor cos phi s is equal to how much, using nominal nominal pi method. Okay, so this was the given data. I repeat the given data. It's a three-phase transmission line with a length of 150 kilometers. On the sending end side, the quantities are Vs, Is, cos phi s. These three are to be calculated. And on the receiving end side, it delivers a voltage of, so the delivery voltage on the receiving end side is 132 kV, and it delivers a power of 30 megawatts with for an inductive load whose power factor cos phi is 0.9 lagging, and the transmission line is characterized with its resistance, inductance and capacitances. Since it is a three-phase line, they were given per one phase, that is R per phase, L per phase, C per phase, and also given for only 1 kilometer length value, whose values of the constants are 0.15 ohms resistance, 1.2 millihenries inductance and 0.0096 microfarads as capacitance. Our first step is to calculate this. Coming to the solution, our first step is to calculate all these RLC values for entire length of 150 kilometers. Then the resistance per phase entire value R phase, which will be equal to 0.15, is to be multiplied with 150 kilometers. Then I get that value as 22.5 ohms. 22.5 ohms. This is for 150 kilometers length, which will be used directly as 22.5 ohms for the entire network. In the same lines, I have to calculate the inductance per phase for the entire length. The entire length is 150 kilometers and the inductance per phase per kilometer is 1.2 millihenries. Then I can write this as 1.2 milli 10 power minus 3 is to be multiplied with 150 kilometers. Then we get the value of 0.18 henries. Our analysis will be simple as per our formulas, such a way that this inductance and capacitance, which were given here in henries and farads, are to be converted into ohmic values. Then what is ohmic value of this inductance? It is called as inductive reactance XL, whose value is 2 pi FL, that is equal to 2 pi, frequency is 50 Hz and L value is 0.18 Henries for the entire value. Then the inductance per phase for the entire line is converted into inductive reactance as XL value, which is equal to 56.55 ohms. Okay. In the same lines, we have to calculate the admittance part also. To calculate that admittance part, first let me calculate the entire capacitance for the length of 150 kilometers, whose value is equal to 0.0096 micro 10 power minus 6 is to be multiplied with 150 kilometers, as the length of the line is 150. Then the entire capacitance is 1.44 into 10 power minus 6 farads. We have to convert that XC farads to mho value or ohmic value. Since our calculations requires mho value, first I will calculate this as XC, whose value is equal to 1 by 2 pi FC. Then I can write this as 1 by 2 pi FC, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi, F value 50 Hz, C value our calculated 1.44 into 10 power minus 6. Okay, so simplifying this in calculator, we get the value of XC, ohmic value, as capacitive reactance is equal to 2210.5 ohms. But our interest is to find out the branches of shunt elements as shunt admittance Y. Y is equal to 1 by XC. We will get that magnitude as 4.5 into 10 power minus 4, which makes an angle of 90 degrees. I mean to say that it is plus J. Plus 90 indicates that it is plus J. Altogether, total Z is equal to now entire impedance value, whose value is equal to R plus J XL. R value 22.5 plus J XL 56.55. This is entire impedance. And coming to the admittance, 0 plus J 4.5 into 10 power minus 4. This is Y value. So Z and Y, once if you obtain this Z and Y, then we can go for analytical process of this nominal pi network. The nominal pi representation, all of us know that it consists of a series impedance, Z entire value, and capacitors are located on either sides. Yes, like this. This is Y by 2 and this is also Y by 2. And coming to the quantities are, this is VR, IR, ICR, IL, ICS, okay, and this is IS for a voltage of Vs. These are the quantities given. So let me write out, let me calculate each and every quantity started from receiving end side. Slowly we will move towards sending end side. So for entire analysis, we take the voltage VR phasor as reference, whose value was given in the given data as 132 kV, but I want per phase value. Then its value is VR, which is defined in line values, divided by root 3. That is 132 kV by root 3. We get this voltage VR, which is taken as reference. VR per phase is equal to 76210 volts, which is taken as reference at an angle 0. Once this VR is known to us, then we can calculate the current IR per phase, which is equal to 3 phase receiving end power PR divided by root 3 VRL cos phi R. This is our formula. From the previous classes also we got this. Then IR per phase is equal to The three-phase power delivery is given as 30 megawatts. 30 into 10 power 6. Mega means 10 power 6 divided by root 3. Line voltage on the receiving end side 132 kV. 132 into 10 power 3. Cos phi r is given as 0.9 lagging. So I will put it here 0.9. Substituting this in the calculator, you will get this IR per phase as the receiving end current 145.8 amperes, whose nature is lagging current. That is why I will put it minus. If it is a leading current, I have to put there plus. Right now in this problem, they told me that it is a lagging load. Therefore, I have to put it here minus. With what power factor? 0.9 lagging. Cos inverse of this 0.9 gives me 25.84 degrees. This much amount of lagging angle is there for a receiving end current IR. So once IR is known for us, then using Ohm's law, we should be in a position to calculate ICR. Then what is formula for ICR? Capacitive current on the receiving end side is equal to J VR Y by 2. This is our value. So let me simplify that. Its value is equal to plus J. VR is taken as a reference per phase value, whose value is equal to 76210. As it is a reference at an angle 0, multiplied by y by 2. The value of y we calculated here is 4.5 into 10 power minus 4 at an angle 90. Since it is at an angle plus 90, I already shown with J notation as plus J. So no need to put plus 90. But what is the magnitude? Magnitude is 4.5 into 10 power minus 4 divided by 2. Because it is y by 2 value. Then I will get the ICR as the current on the receiving end side ICR is equal to 0 plus J, because it is only 90 degrees angle, leading current, so plus J, 17.15 amperes. 17.15 amperes. This ICR and the calculated IR will be helpful for estimation of the inductive current called IL on applying KCL. So let me apply the KCL. Then the current IL is equal to IR plus ICR. Then what is IL? IL is equal to, the IR is a phasor which is represented with a lagging angle having a magnitude of 145.8 at an angle minus 25.84. This much amount of lagging current is there. Plus the ICR current. What is ICR current? The ICR current is an leading current. Since it represents with plus J, then I can write that as 17.15 is the magnitude, which is a leading quantity by an angle of 90 degrees. So add up these two as per KCL. Then we will get the current IL. Simplify it in calculator. You will get this IL as 139.18 amperes, which makes an angle of 19.44. 19.44. This much amount of inductive current you can observe in the impedance. Once if the inductive current in the impedance is known to you, you can estimate the drop, voltage drop across the impedance. And also the voltage across this half of the admittance is VR, which is a known quantity taken as reference. Then I can apply KVL to this loop for getting the value of Vs. So let me write the KVL. As per the KVL, the value of Vs is VR, which is a phasor, plus the current IL is also a phasor, R plus J XL. This is our KVL. Substitute the values. Finally, you will get the Vs. So Vs is equal to VR value 76210. 76210 plus J0 because it is taken as a reference, plus IL value. The IL is a phasor current in polar representation with magnitude as 139.18 amperes, makes an angle of 19.44. Yes, this is 19.44. Okay. This much amount of IL is to be multiplied with the entire impedance of the network. What is entire impedance of the network? Z value, which is equal to 22.5 plus J XL 56.55. That is written here. Yes, substitution of all the values, we got it. And then the Vs in the calculator, if you do it, products are to be done in the polar. After getting the magnitude, you have to add again with the reference voltage in rectangular form. Finally, you will get the Vs value per phase, because all our calculation is restricted to per phase values. Then we will get this as 82.03 at an angle 4.46 degrees kV, kilovolts. This is per phase value. But in general, the answers are to be defined in line values. Then the sending end voltage line value is equal to root 3 into V phase. VL is equal to root 3 V phase. We get this value as root 3 into V phase 82.03, which makes an angle of 4.46 kilo. Multiplying that with root 3, we get the sending end side voltage as a line value equal to 142.1 kV, which makes an angle of 4.46 degrees. This is the line value on the sending end side to be injected. How much we are injecting? 142.1 kV. But for the load side, it receives only 132. The remaining voltage is observed to be dropped across this impedance called Z. Okay. And next, so first quantity is calculated, what we call it as Vs. And the second quantity Is is to be calculated in this pi network. Then how to get this Is? Observing the diagram, this IL is there with us, just now calculated, as this is the value of IL. If you can able to calculate ICS, apply KCL at this node and get the value of IS. Then how to get this ICS? Apply the Ohm's law. As per the Ohm's law, branch impedance, branch admittance is known for us Y by 2, and branch voltage is known for us, this is Vs. Multiplying these two, I will get this ICS. So ICS is calculated now, which we can write this as ICS, which is equal to calculated Vs per phase value of the phasor to be multiplied with Y by 2. Okay. Then the value is ICS is equal to, substitute the values. What is Vs per phase? 82.03 into 10 power 3, because it is a kV. Maximum of the students will forget that it is kV. Don't forget that it is a kV. Have to expand in 10 power 3. 82.03 into 10 power 3 is to be multiplied with Y by 2 value, where that Y is in indication with plus J. Yes, this is plus J. 4.5 into 10 power minus 4 is to be divided with 2, because half of the admittance is placed on the either sides. Then the product of these two gives us the sending end current in the capacitor as ICS value, whose value is equal to, yes, minus 1.43 plus J 18.4 amperes. If you observe this current, it is the current having certain magnitude greater than 180 degrees. That is why you got here real part to be minus. Now I want to add this ICS to IL for getting sending end current IS as per the KCL. IL plus ICS. As simple as that. Then we can write this IS as IL value 139.18 at an angle 19.44 is to be added with ICS. What is ICS? Minus 1.43 plus J 18.4. Simplify this. If you simplify this, then we get this IS as the sending end current per phase value itself is equal to line value, because in star connection I phase is equal to IL. We get that magnitude of the current as 132.8 amperes, which makes an angle of minus 12.18 degrees. This much amount of lagging current can be observed on the sending end side with reference taken as VR. How much it is? 12.18 degrees. This is IS phase, where we got this value also. And the last step is to find out power factor on the sending end side called cos phi s. For that we require the phase angle. Phase angle that was existed between Vs and Is. Our general procedure to identify the phase angle is phi s, which is equal to the angle of Vs is to be subtracted with the angle of Is. Okay. Then you can write that phase angle phi s as angle of Vs. Where is angle of Vs? Yes, here it is 4.46. 4.46 angle is to be subtracted with minus current phase angle. The current phase angle is known there with us minus 12.18. So minus 12.18. Minus of minus, it is plus. Thereby phase angle on the sending end side phi s is equal to 4.46 plus 12.18. What we get is 16.64 angle. Apply cos to this to get the power factor. So cos phi s is equal to cos of 16.64, whose value is 0.958 lag. This is the value of power factor on the sending end side, which is our required quantity. So for convenient purpose, let me draw the phasor diagram so that you will get a clear idea. Let me draw the phasor diagram here, taking the voltage as reference VR, whose value is 76210, because it is taken as reference. With reference to this VR, we calculated IR and observed that it is a lagging quantity by an angle of 25.84. Since it is lagging, I have to draw behind to this. How much line? This value is 154.58. Makes an angle of this angle 25 point, let me write here 25.84. This is IR representation. Okay. After calculating IR, we calculated ICR. ICR is 17.15 at an angle of 90 degrees. As I told you that it is 90 degrees. Yes, this is 90 degrees value with a certain magnitude. Can be drawn for the phasor summation here with a magnitude of 17.15 amperes. Then the resultant what you get is IL. Yes, this is IL, whose value is IL value 139.18. Still it should be a lagging quantity, so minus. Okay, so this is also minus. How much value it is? 139.18. Okay, then we have to apply the KVL as per our mathematical calculations. Then it is I into R drop plus J, I into XL drop, I into R drop gives us Vs directly. That Vs value per phase is equal to 82.03 kV, which makes an angle of 4.46 degrees. Means this angle is 4.46 degrees. After getting this Vs, Is is to be drawn. With reference to this Vs for 90 degrees, the current ICS lies. What is that ICS? This is ICS minus 1.43 plus J 18.43. That is why it lies in the second quadrant. Okay. For further summation of this value, you get the IS, which is equal to our required calculation 132.8 8 degrees, 8 amperes. Okay, and the angle here it is 12 degrees, 12 degrees. Observing this line VS, this is line VS and this is line IS, the angle between them is 12.18 plus 4.46 gives me 16.64. Cosine of that gives us power factor on the sending end side value as 0.958. This is about the nominal pi network calculation part.